that's where your part of this investigation ended there at the scene with the truck, right?
Correct.
But I think that you also said, because we spoke earlier about your reports, right? And you said that you did some interviews.
Yes.
Of school people.
Yes.
School employees.
Correct.
And that wasn't that day, right?
No, sir. This is for the weeks, or for a week probably, every day for the next week or so. So
how long after this incident did you think you did these? What I'm getting at is, what was the time span? Was it the next day? Was it a week later?
So the next day I was dealing with returning property back to agencies who had just left their equipment. So I dealt with that. And then after that, it was more of dealing with, I had to go to the hospital the day of, right after this. Not for myself, but as part of the investigation. And then it was more a list of individuals who were employed at the school, officers that responded. So we broke that up and started conducting interviews. Right. So those are the interviews that I had done.
And so you spoke to a lot of school district employees. I'm not talking about Adrian, I'm talking about staff at the school district, right?
Correct.
And you spoke to all kinds of people, right?
Correct.
From coaches, I guess?
I don't believe it was more of staff, principal, secretaries, and then officers that responded.
And Ranger, I guess you would agree with me that your investigation showed a practice or a pattern of staff defeating the locks at the school, right?
Correct.
What I mean by that is there was a policy in place in the school district for the doors to be locked, the exterior doors to be locked.
Correct.
And for the interior doors of classrooms to be locked.
Correct.
Right. And they were fitted, I guess you would agree with me, with what has been called a lot of these doors, through your investigation, they're called Columbine doors, right?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. But they were fitted with doors that can only be locked from the outside.
Correct.
And there's a purpose for that, right?
From the individuals that I spoke to, the purpose for that was so a student couldn't lock a teacher outside the door.
Okay, right, and that's a valid purpose, right? But what you know through your law, because you've been a firearms instructor for 24 years, right? You were around just after Columbine in 1999, and you've done lots of training in active shooters.
Yes, sir.
Scenarios, right? And one of the reasons that those doors are supposed to lock is so that people like the person who committed this unspeakable act can't gain access to the building.
Yes, sir.
Because if it's locked, presumably they don't have access to the keys.
It would be harder to get into the school. Yes, sir.
Yeah, if it's locked, you can't get in through a locked door without breaching it.
Correct.
Right, because these doors are pretty substantial.
Yes, sir.
They're metal.
Yes, sir.
You've got metal frames.
Yes, sir.
So if you were to go in, you would need, and your team would need special equipment to get into that.
Correct.
So the reason they're locked is so that a kid can't play a prank on their teachers, right?
Sure.
But also for more sinister reasons to prevent things like this happening.
Correct.
Right. And that's just the external doors.
Yes, sir. I was speaking about the ones inside the classroom.
But external and internal, right?
Yes.
But your investigation showed a pattern of staff defeating these locks.
Based on the interviews I had done, yes, sir. There were staff that wouldn't always lock the inside doors.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. But your investigation showed that the school had magnets that they could place on the doors to defeat the locks.
Correct.
And they would give them out to staff.
Now that I don't know.
But
I know there were some teachers that utilized those. Now, do I know if the school gave those out? I don't know anything about that.
You don't recall being told that these magnets were given to substitute teachers because they wouldn't be able to get in and out with passes?
Very true. Yes, sir. But your normal staff, no. But substitute teachers, so because they weren't given a key to the classroom, they would be given those.
And I know probably aware there was a policy that was against the school policy.
I would suspect so.
Yeah. Thank you, Roger. Yeah, and yeah, so just thank you, Jason. So just to confirm that your investigation revealed that there was a pattern of leaving these doors unlocked.
Yes.
There was a pattern of defeating the door locks with magnets.
Yes, sir.
Right. And on this day when you were there, you now know that these doors were in fact all unlocked.
At the time, I was under the same impression as everybody else that the door was locked, and come to find out that I've been told, based off of that crime scene investigation, that that door was unlocked.
Well, let's just talk about that for a second. So we'll deal with the end of it first, right? So now, through your investigation, I appreciate your candor, Ranger, that we now know that those doors are all unlocked.
I know that one door was unlocked.
The one on the west, right?
Yes.
Is that one you're referring to?
The door, I don't know what classroom door
right?
that
You know
is.
my approach to this?
Yes.
Just very briefly, just to clarify something.
Yes, sir.
So, I'm going to show you what's this one. And this is the demonstrative of the scene, right?
Yes, sir.
And this is the school.
Correct.
And this is the new building or the west building, as it's called, right? And you'd agree this is the south door.
Correct.
When you say we know that the door, you said the door was unlocked. We're talking about this west one.
No, sir. I was talking about the inside door.
Oh, the inside door to the classrooms.
Correct.
Yeah, they were locked. Do you also? They were unlocked. Sorry.
One of those that I know of was unlocked.
Did you know that one of the door locks wasn't even working?
No, sir.
You didn't know that?
No, sir.
Right.
I take it back. I knew that they had been having problems with one of them because they had reported it to maintenance that one of the doors was not working.
And nothing had been done about it, right?
Correct.
So the school knew that that door wouldn't open, that wouldn't lock.
That they were having issues with it, yes, sir.
Right, and it had been reported to maintenance.
That's what I had been
And nothing had
advised.
been done about it.
Correct.
But it was supposed to be locked.
Yes, sir.
But it was unlocked. Do you also know through investigation now, I guess you can agree, that the external doors were also unlocked?
Not based on my investigation, but based off of information I had heard, yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Ranger. Appreciate it. Possible witness.
May I, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to start with this whole idea about the common pattern of defeating these Columbine doors being the magnets.
You're going to have to ask that question a different way. I'm
Fair
sorry.
enough. I believe the defense asked you about the common practice of using magnets.
I don't know about Columbine, but I'd heard that there had been individual teachers that were using magnets so the
Okay.
doors would not lock.
I just used the word Columbine because you used that for the name lock. I'll back off of that. The whole issue is pattern of using magnets so door wouldn't lock.
Yes, sir.
Door locking is a safety precaution
Correct.
to protect, I believe the defense said, from things like this happening.
Correct.
And school district police officers are also employed to keep things like this from happening
Yes, sir.
and provide security
For the students, yes, sir, and staff.
and determine whether or not there was a common practice not to lock doors.
I'm going to object that calls for speculation, Judge.
This is what his training has been, Your Honor.
I'll rule the objection. You can answer if you know.
I don't know.
You don't know if
They would know that there is a common practice going on. Would they be aware of that? You would suspect that if they are there at that campus, that they'd be aware of that.
that a school district police officer, you would suspect they would know if there's a common practice of defeating the locks with magnets.
Yes, sir.
And whose job would it be then to correct that?
The staff or that officer.
In charge of the security,
Correct.
to keep that from happening.
Yes, sir.
Did you have any indication that any of the school district police officers corrected the problem, the common problem, of using magnets to defeat the locks?
No, sir. I didn't interview any of those individuals.
And Adrian Gonzalez was a school district police officer?
I don't know Adrien Gonzales.
I'd like to also speak to you about the casings you found inside the car.
Yes.
And just to be clear, the casing could end up inside the car because the weapon was fired inside the car
It could.
and the casing ejected.
Yes, sir.
But if a window is broken out, can a casing escape a weapon outside the car and enter the car?
Sure. Yes, sir.
And was there a window broken out in this case?
Yes.
In this vehicle?
Front passenger window.
So it would be completely consistent with being just outside the car for two casings to end up inside the car?
It could. Yes, sir.
And I wanted to talk to you also about the suggestion about to do anything about it, you need to see it, right?
You would have to be present.
Present. You were in Del Rio.
Yes.
You couldn't do anything about it in Del Rio.
Correct.
So what did you do?
Responded.
What does responded mean?
I went to that location.
To do something about it,
Yes.
if needed.
Yes.
And you got to that location,
Yes.
and fortunately you weren't needed at that point.
Correct.
But if you get to a location and you can't see an active shooter, but you can hear an active shooter, what do?
You respond to that location.
Go to see it?
To work, not just to see it, but to respond and to initiate whatever you can do to stop it.
So an active shooting, and you hear shooting, to do something about it, you go to it.
Correct.
You don't look for cover.
Correct.
But we talked about equipment. If you don't have your helmet on, then it's okay to look for cover, right?
No, sir.
If you don't have your rifle but only a sidearm, it's okay to look for cover, isn't it?
No, sir.
I object to leading, Judge.
It's the same.
What are the limitations, if you explain to the jury, what are the limitations about going to shots fired in an active shooter situation?
There's not a limitation.
There's not a limitation?
I wouldn't say so.
The rule is what?
To engage.
The
To stop
active-
the killing.
Pass the witness.
Briefly, if I may. We talked. So I just want to clear up a couple of things we talked about there, Ranger. So you interviewed several staff and at the school, even the principal.
Yes.
Right? Even the principal told you that they would defeat these locks with that magnets, right?
I can't remember which individual said, but based off the interviews I had conducted, now if she had said that, that's a possibility. I just don't remember which individual told me that.
If I represent to you, you spoke to Principal Gutierrez, right?
Yes.
If I represent to you that she told you that, would you have a reason to doubt me?
No, sir.
No, I appreciate that. But nevertheless, there was a pattern of practice of leaving these doors open,
Yes.
leaving them unlocked.
Unlocked.
That's what I mean. When I say open, I mean unlocked,
Yes.
which is a safety issue, right?
Yes.
Okay. And part of that safety thing is to prevent something like this from happening.
Correct.
Right. And so the prosecutor just asked you about school police officers and their duties. Right. Now you investigated this incident. Right. You know through an investigation that Adrian wasn't assigned to this school.
I don't know anything about Adrian.
No. But all right, let me ask you a different question then. You know there was no officer assigned to that school.
No, sir. I don't know anything about the officers at the school.
Through your investigation, you didn't know that?
No, because mine was compartmentalized to specific things.
Right, okay. But if there wasn't a school resource officer assigned to that school, then it'd be difficult for that non-existent school resource officer to report things to the school, right? That make sense?
If he had never been there, then no, he wouldn't know that.
Right. No further questions. Thank you, Ranger.
No further questions?
Recall, either side.
I We don't need to recall him, Your Honor.
Subject to recall, please, Your Honor.
Okay, Ranger, the rule